Hi, welcome to Home Farm. Today we're going to be planting up these two containers that I've got on either side of this door. They're planters that we made ourselves, and I've got a lemon tree in each of them. They're really untidy at the moment. They haven't really had too much going on in them. I had some tulips that got raided by squirrels on numerous occasions and so really failed miserably. So they never really came up. And then I've got this nice yellow poppy in here, which I'm definitely going to be removing and potting up in a temporary pot just until I decide exactly where they're going to go permanently. And in here, underneath these weeds, I've got a dormant wild garlic. So I can't really plant anything in this corner, but that's fine. I'll plant around it and plant up to it, but without planting on top of the wild garlic roots. I need to leave that because in the spring it'll start to come back again, and then it comes up and it's quite big and bushy, and it normally takes up about this much space. We're planting up today with some blue coloured plants, and really looking forward to sprucing them up and getting them looking tidy and neat and presentable again. This one is exactly the same, weeds, the odd yellow poppy. There's some nice violas in here. Again, I'll be removing these, cutting them back and potting them up into a temporary pot. Then at that end of the garden, I've got a small corner here which has got some containers. I've got some little pots there with geraniums growing. I want to put in some new fuchsias, add some extra colour and some flowers to that area, and also just increase the height a little bit and the density of the foliage in that corner so that we can cover that drain pipe up a little bit. So with the lemon trees, I'm going to be going for a blue colour scheme. Blue has been a colour that I've really just enjoyed so much this year, and really wanted to put more into this back garden. For starters, I'm going to be putting in this Salvia Mystique Spires. Really nice height to them and a gorgeous deep blue. Then I've got another Salvia. I do enjoy a Salvia. This is a slightly more delicate Salvia, and this is a Salvia Blue Note. And it's just not as dense. You can see there's I really enjoy that about salvias, is that you get so many different types of salvias. You get ones with really big, thick leaves, ones with really little dainty leaves, and you just have so much choice with salvias. So we're going to be putting those in and just mixing that up all the way around. And I've also got two of these gorgeous bushy light blue flat plants. It's a Nepeta Subsessili. I don't think I've pronounced that correctly, so please forgive me, but I will put the name on the screen so you'll be able to see exactly what I'm trying to pronounce. But they are just lovely, and they get really nice leaves on them and some really pretty little flowers that come up all the way, quite dense actually. What a difference today from yesterday. Yesterday it was quite chilly and we were indoors, and today again the sun is out and it's just rocketed up. The temperature is boiling. So we're both dying out here in the heat. It's really searing, but thankfully there is a bit of cloud cover that comes over every now and again. So I've finished planting up these two containers. I'm really pleased with how they look. I think that the salvia is exactly as I wanted it to look. Really nice blue. Salvia for me has always been quite a manageable plant. I've been able to maintain it and cut it back as and when I've wanted to. And these are just really lovely flowers that you can then cut and just put in a vase in the kitchen and have to enjoy it inside the house as well as outside. So to finish these off, I'm going to top dress them with some fertilizer, organic natural fertilizer, and then I think I probably will do a bark chipping around them, just so that when they are baking in the sun in the summer, the top soil doesn't dry out too quickly. I do love seeing the bees buzzing around, and we've got so many different varieties, so many different shapes and sizes. You've got big ones, small ones, furry ones, not such furry ones, and I just love seeing them in the garden. It makes me really feel like we're doing something right in our garden. So today I'm going to be using this organic natural fertilizer from Living Soils. The grow pack is a 464, so that's 4 nitrogen, 6 phosphorus and 4 potassium. Lemon trees and citrus plants are notoriously hungry. They really feed a lot on the soil and nutrients in the soil. So it's really important that, as I said earlier, we have been giving him a citrus feed. I don't know why I've called him a hem, but it's a hem to me. So, but we have been giving it a citrus feed. But now to give it a top dressing as well, we'll bolster these plants that we've put in around the base of the lemon tree and also support the lemon tree as well. Using fertilizers like this from Living Soils really appeals to us because the company only does plastic-free packaging. So all of this is compostable and biodegradable. Even the rubber seal here is 100% biodegradable. So once I finish with the contents, I can just chuck it on the compost heap and it will degrade naturally. They're just really environmentally friendly, and we really like their products. So I'm going to follow their suggested dosages. They also have a website which is really helpful. They've got a tab on there called Feeding Regime, and they've got a whole thing that says about you know how often you should be feeding, which product to use, at what stage, how much, etc., etc. And it's really detailed and really useful. It's really nice and soft and natural. It just smells of slightly sour soil. It's very subtle. The key ingredients in this pack of grow is mycorrhizal, which is a fungi which creates a protective barrier on the root system. Insect frass, which is high in chitin and helps these plants to build up strong immune systems. Also volcanic rock dust, which is a really nice way of adding natural trace elements. And bokashi bran, which is a plant-friendly microbe and activates pretty much immediately. So we've got the 2 fuchsias in. They have fainted a bit in the hot sun in their plastic pots, but now they're actually in their nice ceramic pots with lots of good compost and soil. So we're going to just give it a top dressing of fertilizer. For the fertilizer, I'm going to be using the other Living Soils product, which is called Bloom 2. I did mention that they've got lots of different products for fertilizers that are specifically for plants at different stages. And this Bloom 2, this is for plants that are later on in their flowering stage. So they're not in the early days, they have flowered a number of times, and they're, you know, kind of running out of a bit of steam, so giving them those extra boost of nutrients will really help them. The NPK of this one is 2, 4, 8, so that's nitrogen 2, phosphorus 4 and potassium 8. The 4 key ingredients for Bloom 2 is bat guana, seaweed meal, bone meal and worm casts. I think that the plants look really good. We'll give them a nice long drink now, and it's nice to see the pots finally looking a little bit tidier and a little bit put together. So it's been 2 weeks since we planted out these planters at the base of the lemon trees, and we are so pleased with this colour theme and the blue contrast against this red brick. The salvias are so gorgeous. They offer us the height that we wanted. They attract so many bees. So this is a constant hive of activity every day, which we just really enjoy. You can already see just how much it started to fill out in 2 weeks. And so just give it another 2 weeks and I don't think we're going to be able to see much of this bark, and that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted the effect that it was going to be nice and full. I also really like the different shades of blue that we've got going on. This one is almost like a deep blue purple. Then we've got this other one at the back that's a lot softer, kind of a pale blue. And this one is almost like a purple, to be honest with you. It's like a dark purple blue, this little dainty salvia. And I think it's so nice that we've got 3 different mixes of blue colours here, different tones, and each one has a different structure of flower as well. So you have little dainty and quite chunky, and then these other ones at the back. So they really do hold their ground, and I think that they look really good. The lemon trees are clearly quite happy with the salvias being at the base of them. I think that they offer this area a little bit of shade, and I think that the bark has really helped as well. But just look at all of this new growth that we've had on the lemon tree. It's just exploded. We're so pleased with it. Obviously we do have to cut these off because you really don't want to have all these additional shoots coming off the base of the tree, because that's going to take and sap all the energy away from the top part of the tree, which is obviously where you want it to be producing fruit. So we will have to just nip these off, but it is a really nice clear indication that what we're doing, the tree is enjoying. If we go over to this lemon tree, we've actually got some fruit on it. We've got our first 2 lemons. We've got one here. Look at the size of him. He is good size. So he's coming along very nicely. And then we've got a little smaller one here. So that's not too bad for its 2nd year. He is leaning a bit, so I might stake him and just make him a bit more upright. But his leaves are really nice, good colour on them. Just a month ago, or even a few weeks ago, they were really pale green, and that immediately was a sign that wasn't getting as much nutrients as it needs. Then we go down to this side where we did those couple of pots of fuchsias. I'm still having a bit of a love-hate relationship with fuchsias. I can't decide. They are a bit hit and miss, as I kind of was worried that they would be. You tell me what I'm doing wrong, please. But I have added the living soils to it. You can see that there has been new growth here, so that's good, but there's still a little bit of yellowing on the leaves. It just doesn't look strong, as strong as I would like. So any tips would be greatly appreciated. But my geraniums are really doing well. It needs a bit of weeding in there. And my crocosmias this year, some of these were literally just planted, the bulbs were put in about 4 or 5 weeks ago. There is a mix here, so I think that these ones at the front are from last year, and then there's a couple of extra bulbs. Basically I had a couple of extra gaps, so I just popped in a few extra bulbs, and so those have come up as well just as quickly, and they look exactly the same age as last year's, which is remarkable. So I'm really pleased with the effect of the crocosmias. Geraniums are looking good. This is a lemon balm which a friend of ours gave us, and I have to say I love lemon balm, or melissa if you know your essential oils. It's just a lovely, lovely fragrance. But yeah, so that's where we're at with our pots. I think it's overall been a success. I think that those planters underneath the lemon trees have been far more successful than maybe the fuchsias. Maybe those pots need to get moved more into a sunlight position. I'm not sure. I'm sure you guys will let us know. But yeah, I'm really pleased, and I hope you like it, and I hope it's giving you some inspiration with regards to, you know, if you want to put a citrus plant into your garden, this is a nice container idea, and maybe a nice colour scheme idea as well. So thank you to Living Soils for letting us try out Bloom 2 and Grow. It's certainly been interesting, and just like their other product that we used at the front of the house in another video that you may have seen, our front door containers, again I enjoyed using these two products and the fact that there was no strong, pungent, offensive smells off them. They felt natural, and they're just a very quick, easy top dressing as a soil conditioner and fertilizer for the plants, and it was nice to continue to use natural products. It's especially important for us to use natural products on plants that are edible or that we're going to be consuming. So especially for eventually the lemons, when we do get a nice batch of lemons and we're able to harvest them, to know that we've been using a natural fertilizer with them. So as you can see, we're pleased with the results, and as I said before, it has been 2 weeks, so it's now time to go ahead and do our second application, which I'm going to do now. We hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please subscribe and give us a thumbs up, and we hope to see you on our next video. Thanks for watching.